Hello everybody. I just want to give you a talk about some multimedia design tools that might be helpful for creating web pages or creating avatars or creating animated pieces or building videos, things like that. So the first tool I want to talk about is designcomics.org, and that has an extensive collection of characters and scenes and word bubbles and things like that you can create a series of comics. I think sometimes having a downloadable comic as part of your content can be very helpful if there's specific points you want to reiterate. And more so organizations are producing instructional manuals in the style of a comic. Google Chrome, when it was released, for example, released a comic just to show how to use Chrome, how to configure all the different parts, because it's less threatening. There is a tool called Powtoon, which allows you to create and really customize little avatars. There's a bunch of default avatars in the system, and then you can manipulate them. You can stick images and things on top of those avatars. You can animate movement with them. You can have actions. They can talk and things like that. With a lot of these kinds of tools, although it is free to a certain extent, if you pay more, there's a lot of add-ons you can get for it. There's a really nice tool that I found called the Bob Character Pack, which just has a bunch of pictures of this character Bob in various different expressions and poses, and you can quite quickly animate and add audio to it using other tools just to produce an effective story, I think. So I like the Bob Character Pack. It's very cool. Telegami is a simple, customizable avatar creation tool. It allows you to configure what the background is and the look of the character. Allows you to create a character, and you can associate audio with it. Voki is a similar kind of tool. Allows you to create avatars, allows you to add audio really easily by typing it in, by recording it, all kinds of ways of recording it. The range of avatars you're allowed to select from is quite limited, but the audio is really excellent. That allows you to merge it in quite effectively. So Voki is worth checking out. DoppelMe is simply a tool for creating an avatar, configurable avatars that then you can add into lessons on a web page, animate using Articulate, all kinds of things like that. So it's worth checking out. Animoto is for creating videos, adding audio to it, animating existing images, all kinds of stuff like that. Very effective, useful tool. So easy to use and quite useful. GoAnimate is similar, but it's more for cartoony stuff. It allows you to produce cartoons. It's got a load of default backgrounds and characters, and allows you to produce videos quickly. And it's quite effective. In terms of making comics, there's a site called Make Beliefs Comics that is really, really effective, really handy. Allows you to produce comics, creates characters, backgrounds, paneling and stuff like that, and then lets you put that in a template that's easy to print it out and actually create a comic. So it's a really effective tool. We have Icon Finder, which is if you're looking for icons that are Creative Commons or open source free and legally free, then Icon Finder is very helpful for that. There's a site called freesound.org that has a collection of thousands of different audio clips, so you can simply add them into a video or add them into a PowerPoint or add them into an Articulate quite easily. And I like the idea of creating soundscapes where it's not just a recording, but there's background sound as well, things like that. So the freesound.org is well worth checking out. There's the Button Factory, Dab Button Factory, which allows you to create buttons or banners quite quickly and quite easily. Allows you to configure the size of them, put text in the buttons, make the color of the button transition from one to the other, add a border and a shadow and things like that. And you can even select what kind of format you want to save it in, PNG, JPEG or GIF. So it's a nice, simple tool for creating buttons and banners. If you want to add a texture to a web page background, again to a cartoon or a comic or anything else, there's texturelovers.com, which is a collection of textures that again are Creative Commons free to use. There is a link to a site that has over 70 handwritten fonts that are very nice, and just sometimes typing in stuff in a handwritten font gives a kind of personalized feeling to it, so worth checking out. Under freestockphotos.biz, one of the subcategories, there's a load of free stock photos available. One of the subcategories that I think I use a lot are the free cartoon speech bubbles. So to add different kinds of speech bubbles, again, if you're creating a comic or an avatar that's speaking, you can use these speech bubbles quite effectively. So that's it. Thanks very much. I hope this was useful. We'll see you again.